it was when I was 8, I remember we had family prayer, and I announced to my mum, who was in the room with myself and my younger brother, that I was thinking about being a priest. And then in my teenage years, I remember every birthday thinking, well, I'll decide definitively when I'm 14 or when I'm 15. But I was rather nervous of taking it any further, because there were junior seminaries in those days, and I was rather concerned about leaving home. And then it was, I didn't have the nerve to go when I was 18. I remember thinking, well, why don't I? But I went to university, and then when I was at university, my final year, I was standing at the bar with the university chaplain, and I said, if a young man is thinking about the priesthood and he's graduating, should he apply immediately, or should he get some experience of work? And the chaplain, realising that I was speaking about myself, so it said, well, I would say to this young man, you ought to go to seminary straight away. In fact, it took me another 2 years before I was able to, with grace, overcome my apprehensions. But once I'd done that, it was not plain sailing, but for me, the struggle was prior to applying to seminary, and thereafter, I granted a lot of serenity. Yes, it was the strain of being a public person when I was a young priest really struck me, so that I remember when I first wore the collar on the street, some lads, I think intuiting that I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable, ridiculed me, just in a quite a humorous way, just shouting out "Praise the Lord" in a shopping precinct. And I didn't know how to react, and so then I went back and I had to lie down. I was so emotionally exhausted. How did I respond? Did I deal with that correctly? And now the good thing about getting older is that I don't know. I've become the priesthood has become more and more integrated into the person who I am. So that I'm never actually. I always wear the collar, but I'm never aware now that I'm wearing it. It's just become part of who I am. The groups are good. That's another feature of the church at the moment, that discernment is never something that you do individually. And I speak as somebody who tried to do that because I was fearful of pressure being put upon me. So conversation needs to be initiated. A good reference point is the Dawson Vocations Director or the parish priest. And the only thing that we want in the church, I can speak on behalf of female religious orders as well, I think, is happy people, either in female religious life or in the priesthood. So we're not interested in packing seminaries or novitiates. And the process of discovering what God is calling you to is necessarily a lengthy, an informal one, and a relaxed one. And I think that often when a young person feeling lonely with the faith, feeling that God is calling them to do something, when they approach somebody who has been given a certain authority in the church to help them with the discernment, regardless of whether they go on to be a religious sister or a priest, this will be an important moment in their personal conversion, and also a moment when they participate in a new way in the life of the church as a community. And they're bound to meet new friends, make new contacts, and that will enable them not only to emerge from that sense of loneliness, but also to discover new possibilities of contributing to the life of the church, which is a key thing.